Okay, so today is a little bit different because we're going to be doing frames. So we will not be working in our web notes file because the way a frame works is it actually frames the page. You'll understand as we go through this lesson. So I will have you read all of this. You should read all of this, right? But here's your browser display to get an idea. So a frame is going to be the actual structure of your website. So this would be the frame. Okay, so you would have a main page, a menu page, and a logo page. Essentially, these are three separate web pages within one page, and they're framed so they stay the same aspect ratio throughout the browser. Okay, but you'll see. So like I said, we're not going to open our web notes. We are going to create a new file. So we come over here to our notepad, and we're going to say, actually, let's copy the code. So this is the code for frames. Control copy, Control V, and we're going to say file, save as, in our web page. Okay, so it's in the same place. And we're going to call this frames. Once again, we don't want to save it as a text document. We want to save it as all files, and then we want to say .html, and now we have this saved as an HTML file. So we're going to get rid of the one that says Mr. Hernandez here, and I'm actually going to open that file in Google Chrome. Okay, so right off the bat, the frames are created. Here they go. Here are the frames, right? But as you can see, it says it may have been moved or deleted. There's nothing in there. There's no content. We haven't added any yet. So here's the frame, right? It says frame source menu bar 1, name menu. So that's this one here. Let's move this over. That's this one here. Okay, frame source logo.html, name logo, that's this one here. And then we have main.html. Okay, so right off the bat, we're going to change main.html to our web notes.html, and I'm going to say file, save, and hit refresh. And so now what we've been working on our other web page is now filled this page up here. We don't have a menu, we don't really have a logo, but we'll put stuff in there anyway just to fill the space. So we're not going to put logo.html. We're going to put let's take I think it's abomination, right? Because I know that's in there. .jpg. So there's our abomination somewhere. There he is. He's big. So you would make sure that your image that you put in here would be the correct size for this window. So if you come over here, you'll see the rows are 75%, 25%. Okay, so excuse me. I would play with it. Okay, if I really wanted to. I don't want to change the abomination because it is part of the other page, but if I was actually going to put a logo in here, I would make sure that it fits exactly in this space. So playing with it until you get the image size correct, which is going back to that Google or the Photopea online editor or Photoshop. So now for the menu bar, let's put lessons.gif in there because that's like the only kind of menu that we have. So I'm going to put lessons. Okay, so our abomination moved again because he's not set to a specific position. So I would do that, okay? And then once again, this would fill the whole screen. But this is to give you an idea. So the frames is the whole web page is the frame. So essentially this border and this border, and then these three areas is the frame, and then you tell the frame what you want to populate the page. So these are pictures, a GIF and a JPEG, but they could also be HTML files just like this one. This is based on whatever you're trying to do. Excuse me. Most people use tables. You can achieve this with tables as well. Frames are less popular today because of HTML5 and CSS and the things that you can do with tables. It's not necessary to have a frame, but there are some websites that still do it. Sometimes you might want a frame. So I'm teaching you to frame. You're learning about frames today because you might use it. It's possible.